Hello yogis, thank you for joining me on the mat today. You can begin on your shins in a hero variation. If this is not comfortable for you, if there's pain in the knees, you can place a block or two between your ankles just to elevate your hips slightly, or you can sit in Sukhasana easy pose just with your legs crossed and just relaxing your hands on your thighs, lengthening the spine, gently rolling the shoulders back and down, lengthening the neck and closing the eyes, softening all the muscles in your face, releasing any tension in the jaw, and taking a nice deep cleansing breath in through the nose and sighing it out slowly through the mouth. And let's do this 2 more times, in through the nose, really filling the belly. And exhale, squeezing the air out. In through the nose, send the breath all the way down. And as you exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine and up towards the diaphragm. And just breathing with your mouth closed, breathing in and out through the nose, unless your nose is blocked. And drawing that awareness to your stomach area, feeling it expanding and contracting, so you're not just holding the breath in your chest. And just listening to the sound of your breath as you start to draw your attention inwards. And letting go of all that doesn't serve you right now. Just simply being present in this moment. And softly opening out the eyes. Inhale, reaching the arms up for a nice spinal twist. And on your exhale, just twisting to the side. Gently pulling on the thigh, looking over your shoulder. Keep that length in the spine, drawing the belly in and up. Allowing the breath to just flow. Inhale, reaching your arms up, feel the shoulders lifting up towards the ears, and on the exhale, rotating to the other side, twisting with the upper body rather than the lower body. And just warming up the spine, releasing any backache you might have. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, interlocking your hands together behind the breath. And just allow the breath to flow as you move the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades in towards each other. Softening your gaze. And then lifting the chest, lifting the chin, looking up towards the ceiling, still moving those elbows back. And on your next exhale, squeezing the elbows in towards each other, tucking the chin into the chest. Just a gentle squeeze on the back of the head. No force or pain. And opening the elbows out to the sides, releasing your arms, lowering your right hand down. You can either place the palm down with the arm straight, or if you can, try to bend the elbow, lowering it towards the mat. Reaching your left arm up and over the head. Reach the fingers across to the side, opening the chest, creating space between your shoulders and your ears, so you don't want to be hunching, squashing into that space. And leading with that left hand over to the other side, opening the chest, drawing the shoulders back, reaching the fingers across. Feel the side body stretch. And just 2 more times, leading with the right hand over. Taking that nice deep inhale and exhale. And moving over last time. And making your way up, gently either crossing the legs to straighten out the legs to either side, or just making your way into this position. Nice and wide, flexing the toes up towards the ceiling, engaging your quads. Feel the kneecaps lifting. Inhale, arms up. And exhale over to one side. So that same side body stretch, just lowering the right arm, reaching the left arm over. Slight lift in the chin so your neck isn't collapsing down. And moving over to the other side. And just connecting your breath as we change over to the other side. So inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Just moving from side to side. Lowering the elbow down, reaching the top arm up and over towards the toes. Try to deepen the stretch as you move over. Each time a little deeper. Reaching the hand a little closer to the toes. Maybe even touching. And just one more time on each side. And reaching both arms up, deep breath in, exhale, lowering your hands down. And just gently pulsing. So instead of bending your elbows out to the sides as you lower your chest down, move them straight back towards your sides. So just pulsing up and down. Keep the length in your spine and your neck. Keep the toes pointing up. And moving with your breath. Mind-body connection, focus on the areas of your body that are stretching and working. Again, sinking a little deeper each time you lower down. Backing off if there's any pain, let go of the ego. And just a few more times, stretching out those hamstrings and those calves. Keep the back straight and tilting the pelvis forwards as you lower yourself down. Imagine your hips are carrying a bowl of water and you're tilting them forwards to pour the water out. So the glutes are lifting up behind you each time you lower down. Notice what the toes are doing. Don't let them collapse inwards or outwards. And then just holding the pose. If you can get your forearms all the way down, you can interlock your hands together. Try to keep that length in the spine and the neck. Deep breaths. Not allowing the neck to just collapse down, which creates rounding in your shoulders. Keep the neck in line with your spine. And just 3 more deep breaths. And slowly coming up, hugging the knees into your chest. Back straight. Squeeze the knees towards each other, shoulders moving down, crown lifting up. And try to float those toes off the mat. It's okay if you have to keep kicking yourself up and down until you find that floating balance. It's a really great feeling when you achieve it. Notice if you're frowning, soften into that space. Only smiles allowed. And lowering the feet down. I want you to try and stand without using your hands. So an easier way of doing that is by crossing the feet, pressing the knife edge of your feet down and lifting yourself up. Making your way, just give it a few tries, at least try. Don't just give up before even attempting. If it doesn't work, then use your hands. Standing towards the front end of your mat. Feet hip width apart, parallel lines between the feet. Draw the tailbone down, shoulders back. Palms to the chest. Engage the thighs, feel your kneecaps lifting. Taking a nice cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale to a chair pose, so drop the hips, keep your knees in line with your hips. Taking a nice deep breath in, shoulders back, palms facing each other. Exhale, palms together, forward fold, hands either side of your feet. If you need to bend the knees, that's fine, otherwise straightening them, moving the forehead towards the shins and bending your elbows behind you. Again, avoid out to the side elbows. Inhale, halfway lift to a nice flat back, shoulders in line with your hips, draw the ribs in, tailbone down. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back for a low lunge, dropping the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, arms up, breathe, try to level your hips. Straighten the back ankle by placing weight to the big toe side of your foot so your foot doesn't look like this. Straight, shoulders in line, belly moving in and up, palms facing each other, hands shoulder width apart, proud chest. Exhale, hands down, tuck your back toes, step back to your down dog as you lift the hips up and work those heels down. Stretching it out, looking between the feet or your navel. Spread the shoulder blades so the armpits are facing the toes. Engage the quads. Deep breaths, belly in and up, straight back. Bend the knees if you need to keep your back straight. And flowing forwards to your plank, shoulders moving right over the fingertips, heels moving over the toes for chaturanga. Keep your elbows in at your sides as you lower your chest and hips down at the same time. Untuck the toes, inhale, roll the spine up to cobra. Keep those elbows bent and tightly in at your sides. Gazing forwards, exhale, rolling the spine down. Tuck the toes, coming back up to your down dog, either on your knees or all the way up. Deep breaths, 5 nice breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then deep breaths in and out through the nose. But knowing you can take those cleansing breaths anytime you need through the mouth. And stepping your right foot forwards, lowering the left knee down for your low lunge on the other side, sinking the hips down and forwards. Deep breaths, moving the head back between the shoulders. And hands down, step your back foot forwards for a forward fold. Moving the forehead closer to the shins. And inhale, chair pose, arms up. Sink the hips down, knees staying in line with your hips. Exhale, palms together into the chest. Straighten the legs, cleansing breath. That's half of the cycle, so now we'll do the other side to make one full cycle. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, forehead getting a little bit closer to the shins now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, bend the knees, step the left leg back, low lunge. Reaching the arms up. Feel the shoulders lifting as you lengthen your spine. On your exhale, hands down, step back to your down dog. 5 deep breaths. Press the knuckles down, fan out your fingers. Sending the hips back and away from you and up. And left foot forwards, low lunge on the other side. Reach the arms up, gently engaging your glutes. Shoulders back. Hands down, stepping the back foot forwards for your forward fold. Try and go a little deeper. And then chair pose, drop the hips, reach the arms up, shoulders back, engaging those thighs. Exhale, straighten the legs, palms together, cleansing breath. And that's one cycle of Surya Namaskara A, different variation. There's many variations of each of the Surya Namaskaras. And just relaxing your hands down, take a nice cleansing breath as you roll your shoulders back and down. Palms together into your chest. Inhale, reaching your arms, sinking the hips down for another chair pose, this time holding the pose, moving your knees further back. Deep breaths. Then from your chair pose, palms together into your chest. Try to bend the knees, lowering your hips all the way down, coming into a boat pose. So lifting those ankles up, legs together, feet together, palms facing each other. Using your core to support your back, and breathe. Hold, firing up the core, self-esteem area of the body. Holding for 3 more breaths. And straighten the legs, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, cleansing breath. Pressing your palms down on either side of you. Use the core to press the lower back down into the mat. Flexing the toes and floating the feet all the way up to the ceiling. Slight tuck in the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Straightening the legs as much as possible. Move your shoulders down. Releasing any tension in the face. And breathe. Holding for 5 more breaths. Knowing you can rest at any time you need to. But really try to push yourself. Holding this pose or coming up into a shoulder stand. So for a shoulder stand, you'll lift your hips up so the lower back is lifting off the mat. You want to place your hands to your lower back by tucking the elbows in underneath you, holding the lower back. Don't let the stomach get squashed, so lengthen the spine. You can either keep your feet here or bend, or try to straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Pushing your hips forward, keep space between the chin and the chest, and breathe. Holding this pose or moving to a plow pose, so slowly lower the feet down and for over the head. Try to keep the legs straight if you can. Take your time to move into the pose. If possible, don't look left or right while you're in plow pose. Keep the hips lifting up so the stomach isn't getting completely squashed. And then bending the knees. Releasing the hands, using your core to slowly roll the spine all the way down. Grounding the feet to either side of the mat, and just let the knees collapse in towards each other as you press your lower back down. Cleansing breath. Soft shoulders. And just checking in with yourself, noticing how you feel. Gently heading the knees into your chest, just a gentle squeeze. And straightening the legs, interlocking your hands together, palms over the head, full body stretch, pointing the toes. And then bend the knees, holding the back of your thighs, lifting the head up as you tuck the chin and rocking yourself up to seated. Rolling the shoulders back and then just rolling the neck, releasing any tension that might have built up. Slow and controlled, mindful movements, changing the direction. Finding that stillness, interlocking your hands behind your back, squeeze the palms together so that you can try and get rid of the space between your hands. Squeezing the shoulder blades in, tucking the chin and gently lifting the hands up. This is a great pose if you have a headache or knots in the shoulders. See if you can lift the hands a little higher without the pain. And releasing the hands again. I want you to try and stand without using the hands. Yes. Standing towards the front end of the mat. And just closing the eyes, relaxing the arms, taking a nice cleansing breath. And then reaching the right knee into your chest. Find your point to focus on. Lengthening the spine, straightening the standing leg. Slowly squeezing that knee a little higher into the chest, shoulders back. And then stepping the right leg back for a high lunge. So bending into your left knee, try to get the thigh parallel to the ground. Keep the back heel lifting. Hips facing forwards, arms reaching up, level shoulders, belly in and up. Breathe. Sink both hips down. Challenge yourself. And then if you can, you want to bring that right knee back into your chest. If you need to take a few steps first, that's fine. Otherwise, just try to float it up. And then flexing the right foot, bending the left knee, going into a squat. So you're placing the right foot over that left thigh. Palms to the chest, sink your hips as low as you can, shoulders back. Keep the right toes flexed. Just going to move a little bit back so I don't move out the frame. Holding here or reaching the arms down towards the ground. To get your hands down, bend your left knee. See if you can lower pretty much all the way down, but not quite. So you want to ground your hands, bend the elbows straight back. So going into the beginning stages of a flying pigeon. So bending the elbows straight back, not out to the sides, flex those right toes. Try to place the right knee in between the elbow and your shoulder, so on your tricep, and then the foot, your ankle section on the tricep of your left arm. Slowly shifting the weight into the fingertips and floating the left toes up. Breathe, looking forwards and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the foot down. If you need to pause the video so you can have more time to practice, go for it. And just slowly unravel the legs and stand, cleansing breath. Moving back towards the front end of your mat. Having your left knee into your chest as we move over to the other side. Shoulders back, right toes facing forwards. Squeezing the knee a little higher. And stepping that left foot back for a low lunge. Reach the arms up, sink the hips down. Bending the right leg, straightening out the left. Shoulders back, arms straight. Try to bring that leg back into your chest. Left leg in. Flex the toes. Bend the right knee, placing that ankle section between your foot and your calf, onto the right thigh above the knee. That's very important. And then palms to your chest, sink the hips, bend the knee, shoulders back. Elbows out to the sides, holding here, or forward fold. Holding here, or bending the right knee. Ground the hands, shoulder width apart. Bend the elbows straight back, placing the ankle onto your right tricep, and then your knee just below the knee onto the left tricep. Holding here or floating the toes up, bring the heel towards the glutes, looking forwards or straight down. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping the feet down, standing, rolling the spine up. Cleansing breath. And then turning to facing legs nice and wide, toes facing forwards. Lengthen the spine, placing your hands down on the mat or on blocks if you need that extra height. Keep the back straight, keep those thighs engaged. Deep breaths. Bending those elbows straight back, so like we've been doing, not out to the sides. Straight back, keep the elbows in line with your wrists. And the top of the head moving down. Hips up, glutes up. Shoulders away from the ears. Weight to the outer edges of your feet. And deep breath. And straightening the arms. Taking your right hand to the left ankle, left arm straight up, straighten the arms. Look up if you can. If you lose your balance, you can look to the side, or you can look down. Try to stack the shoulders. Keep the shoulders low. Palm facing away from you. To the left. And slowly changing sides. Left hand to your ankle. If you can't reach, it's okay to just be reaching towards. You can even have your hand resting down on the ground so you don't roly-poly over. Straight arms. And hands down. Deep breaths. Heel toe, the feet a little bit wider. Going into middle splits, but just breathing into it. Taking your time every now and then, see if you can sink the hips a little bit lower. No force. If there's any sharp pains, just slowly back up out of the bones. Holding for 5 more breaths. Maybe sinking a little lower on each exhale, maybe not. And heel toe, the feet closer towards you until they hip width apart for a forward fold, holding your ankles, so behind the ankles. Wrap the elbows behind the knees, straightening out the legs, forehead towards the shins, lift the glutes up. Shoulders away from the ears. And release the arms, sink the hips all the way down. Gently lowering yourself down, turning to the side. Straighten out the legs. Cleansing breath. Paschimottanasana. Squeeze the legs together, feet together, toes flexed, pointing up for a forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold from your waist. Gently holding the feet, the ankles, or the calves. Avoid pulling on the feet, neck in line with your spine. And slowly lowering down, chest open. Take your time. Avoid rounding in the shoulders. Puffing out the chest helps. Just 3 more deep breaths. And slowly coming up. Bending your knees. Coming back to your boat pose. Lifting the ankles. Palms facing each other. Holding here or straightening the toes up to the ceiling. Look towards the toes. Back straight. Holding here or taking your peace fingers, holding the big toes. Try not to pull on the toes too hard as you open the legs out to the sides. Keep the back straight. If you fall back, just tuck the chin so you don't hit the back of your head. And legs together. Bend the knees, release the hands, try to let the feet stay up. Straighten the legs, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Cleansing breath. Bottoms of your feet together, knees out to the sides. Holding your elbows over the head, Supta Baddha Konasana. Relaxing the shoulders. Just letting gravity do the work. Feeling a sense of release in your hips, and openness, and letting go. And bringing yourself back to the breath. Noticing the sound. The flow, and all the sensations within your body. And changing the grip of your elbows so that the other hand is on top. Releasing your arms to your sides. Bringing the knees towards each other. Crossing the right leg over the left and just guiding the knees over to the right. You can shift onto your right side for a spinal twist. Looking to the left, softening the shoulders down. And then slowly changing sides, rolling on your back, crossing the left leg over the right. Adjust yourself onto your side, let the knees fall to the left and looking to the right. Relaxed arms, soft shoulders, soft face. If it's too intense with the legs crossed, you can just have them bending to the side. And release, rolling onto your back, hugging both knees into your chest. Try not to cross your feet over. Shoulders down. Squeezing the forehead towards the knees. And releasing for Shavasana. For Shavasana, you can rest in corpse pose toes with your palms up, relaxed feet. If there's any pain in your back, especially the lower back, you can ground the feet, lower back pressing down, knees pointing up. If you'd like to rest in Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together, knees out to the sides, that's also fine. Just finding a pose that's comfortable for you, where you can feel relaxed, released and open. And take that cleansing breath as you settle in. Letting go of the fingers and the toes. Breathing into all the corners of your body. And that sense of letting go on each exhale. Breathing in the present. And letting go of the past. Taking cleansing breaths whenever you'd like. And just using this moment to absorb all the benefits of the practice. This moment of stillness in the body and the mind. Moving the tongue away from the top of the mouth if it's there. And scanning the body from head to toe, just nice and slowly working your way through, noticing if you're still holding on to any tension in any areas of the body. And just pausing in that area for a moment, acknowledging it, breathing into that space, and letting it go. And the same goes for your thoughts. As they come, just acknowledge, pause, and then let it pass. Don't hold on to the thought. Just imagine your thoughts as moving clouds. And you're just the silent observer, noticing but not holding. Being more selective of what you hold on to, what you give your energy to. And you can stay here for as long as you like, or you can gently place your hands on your belly, softly blinking the eyes open as you focus your gaze. Hugging the knees into your chest one last time. And rolling onto your side as you make your way to seated. Let your head be the last thing to rise. Thank you for allowing me and guiding you in this practice today. Namaste.